Stop. Don't touch your phone. The next minutes will decide whether you control. Your day or your day controls you. Most people wake up already behind, foundations, aced old doubts, replaying in their minds. But champions, they wake up with power words that command their subconscious and set their entire day on fire. Today you're going to install Shuri power phrases, like simple but unstoppable commands that reprogram your mind for success. Wealth, focus, and unstoppable momentum, not hype, not wishful thinking. This is your morning operating system. Here's what you'll get in this video. A 5 and Up morning SOPP to reset your energy and prime your focus. Seven to trigger confidence and action when spoken with conviction, and an Sure Day challenge that will turn these words into... Because here's the truth. What you focus on expands. Focus on lack, you stay stuck. Focus on power, service, and decisive action. You rise. So stand tall, shoulders back. Take a deep breath. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 8. Now repeat in your mind, I choose how my day begins. Are you ready? Turn off the noise, open your heart, switch on your mind, start your day like a champ. We begin right now. Say it out loud with me. I am the master of my fate. 6 short words, yet they carry the weight of a lifetime. These words are not poetry. They are law. A law that will either set you free or keep you chained, depending on whether you believe it. Most people don't live like masters. They live like victims. Victims of the economy, victims of their family, victims of their past, victims of luck. And every morning they hand over the pen that writes their life story to someone else. Cane employer, a politician, a bill, or even an old memory. But here's the secret. The world's top achievers' discovered fate is not written for you. It's written by you. Think about this. Every result you see in your life right now, your bank account, your health, your relationships is the harvest of seeds you planted yesterday. Those seeds were your thoughts, your decisions, your actions. If you don't like the harvest, don't complain about the soil. Plant different seeds. When you say, I am the master of my fate, you are refusing to be blown around like a leaf in the wind. You are saying, I choose, I decide, I command. Let's bring this home with a real example. Schwab started as a laborer making $1 a day in Andrew Carnegie. Steel mills. No education, no status, nothing. But every morning he looked at himself in the mirror and declared that he would one day run those mills. And he did. He became president of U.S. Steel and earned millions when millions were unthinkable. Why? Because he mastered his fate with his mind long before his paycheck caught up. Or consider Henry Ford. People laughed at him, told him it was impossible to build a car for the masses. Experts proved with numbers that he would go bankrupt, but Ford wasn't listening. He had already declared he was the master of his fate. He knew that failure was just feedback and doubt was nothing but noise. That mindset carried him through ridicule, setbacks, and obstacles until the impossible became inevitable. Now here's the part most people miss. Mastering your fate is not about controlling circumstances. It's about controlling yourself. You can't dictate the weather, the economy, or the opinions of others. But you can command your mindset, your discipline, your daily choices. And when you do, circumstances virtually bend to meet you. Think of your subconscious mind as fertile soil. Whatever you plant, it will grow. Plant fear, and it grows fear. Blockage, and it grows courage. Plant doubt, and it grows limitation. Plant I am the master of my fate, and it grows resilience, power, and opportunity. But here's the catch. Words without feeling are dead. If you just whisper this phrase without emotion, it's like dropping a seed on concrete. Nothing happens. But if you speak it with intensity, with conviction, while looking into your own eyes in the mirror you planted deep, your subconscious mind doesn't argue. It doesn't ask, "Are you sure?" It simply accepts the command and begins to reorganize your reality to match. So, here's your morning action step. Tomorrow, before you touch your phone, before you talk to anyone, stand in front of the mirror, shoulders back, eyes locked, and declare with Source, I am the master of my fate. Not once, not twice, but 3 times each, one stronger than the last. The first time you establish the thought. The second time you inject emotion. The third time you declare it as fact. As you do this, visualize yourself making decisions with authority, moving with confidence, and refusing to play the victim. See yourself closing the deal, finishing the workout, taking the bold step you've been avoiding. Feel the energy of command surge through you. Here's the test. Life will push back. Someone will doubt you. A circumstance will challenge you, and your old habit will whisper, "See, you're not in control." That's your moment of truth. If you keep repeating the phrase, if you keep standing tall and choosing action, you'll prove to yourself that fate is not something that happens to you. Fate is something you create. Never forget this. Every legend, in every empire, every breakthrough started with a decision. Andrew Carnegie once said, "A man is limited only by his thoughts." He was right. The limits you think you have are illusions built by yesterday's doubts. Break them today. So as you walk into this day, remember, you're not powerless. You're not unlucky. You're not a victim. You are the author. You are the architect. You are the master. Say it one more time with me. I am the master of my fate, and mean it. Because the moment you claim those words, your entire world begins to change. Say it with me. My definite chief aim guides my every action. 8 words. But they hold. The difference between drifting through life and driving your life like a guided missile. Here's the reality. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're unfocused. They're running in different directions at once, scattering their energy like sparks that never ignite a fire. They wake up each day without a target. So no matter how hard they work, they end the day exhausted and still in the same place. But the men and women who achieve greatness, they know exactly what they want. They choose one aim, one direction, one target, and they align every decision, every habit, every action with that aim. That's why their results look like magic, because focused energy always beats scattered effort. Let me tell you a story. Edwin C. Barnes was just an unknown man with no money, no connections. Nothing to his name. But he had a chief aim to work with Thomas Edison. Not for Edison as an employee, but with him as a business partner. Every morning in his shabby rented room, Barnes would stand tall and declare, "My definite chief aim guides my every action." He held that aim so clearly, so powerfully, that when the time came, he found himself face to face with Edison. Edison didn't see a poor man in shabby clothes. He saw burning purpose. And that purpose led Barnes into a partnership that made him rich beyond imagination. That's the power of a chief aim. It pulls you toward it like gravity. Now, let's bring it into your life. Ask yourself, what's your definite chief aim right now? Not sugar goals, not a vague dream, one clear aim. Maybe it's financial freedom. Maybe it's building a business. Maybe it's transforming your health. Whatever it is, clarity is king. Once you declare it, everything changes. Decisions become easier. Distractions lose their power. Temptations fade. Why? Because when you have a definite aim, every choice runs through one filter. Does this move me closer to my aim or further away? Think of it like GPS. Without a destination, you can drive all day and get nowhere. With a destination, even if you hit traffic, take a wrong turn, or face delays, the system keeps recalculating to pull you back on track. Your definite aim works the same way. Let's talk about Rockefeller. At just 7 years old, he already knew his definite chief aimed to become the world's greatest oil refiner, while other men were chasing quick profits or bouncing from opportunity to opportunity. Neat. Rockefeller stayed locked on one vision. Every investment, in every decision, every negotiation served that aim. And the result, Standard Oil, a company so massive it redefined industry. So how do you install this into your own morning? Here's the practice after you affirm. My definite chief aim guides my every action. I take 1 minute to write down your MIT, the most important task of the day. One thing that, if accomplished, makes today a win that MIT must connect to your larger aim. If your chief aim is financial independence, your MIT might be making high value sales calls, or finishing that product draft, or learning one new skill that raises your earning power. If your aim is health, your MIT might be a workout in a clean meal plan, or scheduling a doctor's appointment you've been avoiding. The point is simple. Don't scatter. Anchor your day around one meaningful action that moves. Now, here's the trap. Most people confuse activity with progress. They stay busy. Email scrolling, random errands, but none of it connects to their chief aim. That's like running on a treadmill and expecting to arrive in another city. You sweat, you work, but you go nowhere with a definite aim. Every ounce of effort compounds, day by day, step by step. You build momentum, and momentum is what separates winners from dreamers. But here's the catch. You must feel it. You can't just whisper these words without conviction. When you declare, my definite chief aim guides my every action, say it as if the universe itself is listening. Say it with the same certainty a general gives orders to his army. Your subconscious mind will obey. So tomorrow morning, after you claim, I am the master of my fate, follow it with this second command. My definite chief aim guides my every action. Write your MIT. Visualize it completed. Feel the pride of progress before you even begin, because the truth is, this life doesn't reward vague wishes. It rewards definite purpose backed by consistent action. Say it one more time. My definite chief aim guides my every action. Lock it in. Let it shape your choices. And watch as your scattered energy transforms into unstoppable force. Say this with me. I possess within me all the power I need. Let it roll off your tongue. Let it echo inside you. Feel it. Because here's the truth. The world has been trying to convince you that you're not enough since the day you were born. You've been told you don't have the right degree, the right connections, the right experience, the right money, the right timing, that you have to wait until you get ready. But listen carefully. You already have everything you need. The raw material of success is not out there. It's in here. Think about Thomas Edison, 3 months of formal schooling. That's it. If he had believed what the world said, that he was undereducated, unqualified, not fit to invent, there would be no light bulb, no phonograph, 1,000 patents that changed the world. But Edison knew something his critics didn't. He knew he had access to infinite intelligence through his own subconscious. When he hit a wall, he didn't say, I'm stuck. He sat in silence and declared, I possess within me all the power I need. And the ideas came. Or take George Washington Carver, born into slavery, no status, no resources. By all logic, he should have been forgotten. Instead, he discovered over Sambiuses for the peanut and became one of the greatest scientists of his time. When asked how he did it, he said, "I went into my laboratory, spoke to the Creator, and waited for the answer." That's not luck. That's faith in inner power. And here's the part you must never forget. Your subconscious mind doesn't run on external approval. It runs on your commands. When you tell it, "I possess within me all the power I need," you activate the channels to creativity in strength and solutions you didn't even know you had. The problem is not lack of power. The problem is doubt. Doubt is the lock. Faith is the key. When you doubt, you shut the door. When you believe, you open it wide.